On Triple M, my name's Holly. You're listening to Rural Focus, and a lot of us in regional WA, I think it's safe to say, have probably had something to do with the Royal Flying Doctor Service in WA over our lifetime, whether it's, a grandparent, a sibling, a mum or a dad or a friend or yourself. And we're actually lucky enough to talk to Judith Barker, the CEO of the Royal Flying Doctor Service WA this morning. Good morning, Judith.
Good morning, Holly. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you on. RFDS WA is, of course, a huge organisation, over 500 staff, 5 bases, 22 aircraft across the state. So I'd love to know, Judith, what does a typical day look like for you as the CEO?
Oh, well, just like our amazing frontline crews that never know where they're going when they turn up for work, there's probably no typical day for me, but that's what keeps it interesting. But whatever I'm doing it to advocate on behalf of our regional or remote patients and also our team, make sure they get what they need as well. So whatever I do in my day means that I'm putting RFDS first, and I'm lucky enough to get to spend a lot of time in the regions, which is, that's where it fills your cup up. So it's an amazing organisation to be a part of.
Definitely, yeah. And it's nice to hear that you're on the ground being a part of it all. So the RFDS, a big one that I want to ask you about is the fact that you guys announced last year that you plan on setting up a new base in Geraldton. Can you tell me a bit more about where that's up to at the moment?
Yeah, we actually were out in Geraldton yesterday having a look at the possible sites. So we're really supported by the state government with $7.5 million towards the operational costs. And what we're doing now is scoping out where the base will be. So Geraldton is one of our busiest hospitals, and it makes sense then for us to have a presence in Geraldton. We've had a look at it, and it makes absolute operational sense. And it also means there'll be additional service for Gascoyne and the Midwest, not a reduction in service, because we will be putting an additional shift in there as well. There'll be more planes flying to service that area.
Yeah, and we live in a big state, so having more bases just makes total sense. And yeah, I think it's a great thing for Geraldton. Now, you guys are funded by the state and federal governments, but you are a not-for-profit organisation, and I believe you have your biggest fundraiser of the year coming up soon.
We do. We're really grateful to all of the big companies that support us and all of the people on the ground that support us all year round with fundraising, because for us, that is a necessary part of what we do and how we keep operating. This year, we've got our annual Flying Doctor Day campaign on May 14th, and our target is $1.6 million. So every donation made up until May 14th is going to be doubled by our amazing corporate supporters. So that's CBH, Hancock Iron Ore, Greatland, Sandfire, Westgold and Regis Resources, all of those corporates that operate in regional areas. And to make a donation, you can just visit flyingdoctorday.com.au.
Well, that's nice and easy to remember. flyingdoctorday.com.au. Always worth your donation for something like this. What will the money raised on Flying Doctor Day go towards?
Well, excitingly, we're about to have a new plane arrive. It's currently sitting on the ground in Switzerland. It's a brand new PC-12 Pro, so it's a first of its kind for us. It takes off on Friday, everything being equal, so it'll be on its way here. These are the new model of the aircraft, the prop planes that we fly already, and these are the aircraft that land on those dirt strips and the gravel strips. So these are the ones that go everywhere. They're our workhorses. Because it's a different type for us, then all of our nurses, doctors and pilots and engineers all have to go through an upgrade in training. So this year, the money is going towards the training of our pilots, engineers, doctors, nurses, to make sure that they are, all over the new plane, the new technology, and how it operates. So it's really important to make sure we get that specialist training done.
Amazing. So it's keeping you guys efficient and trained and ready to help. So I'm sure, Judith, you are always hearing, how grateful people are for the RFDS. I know even in my personal life, I've experienced it. Yeah, you're just like, thank goodness we could, get the RFDS out here. I grew up in Lake Grace. So I believe a new report has been able to place a dollar value on what you guys, what it actually means to Western Australians.
It does. And like a lot of people, I have family in the country areas, so it's important for me to make sure we're doing the right thing. So we work with Deloitte, Access Economics, and we found that for every dollar a person invests, you actually get $2 return. And over the next 30 years, RFDS's value to the state has been, the dollar figure put on it is $4.1 billion. Now, a lot of that is generated by our aeromedical service that goes out to someone on the worst day of their life, whether they're on a station, a mine site, or in a community. But over the next 5-10 years, our focus also is increasing our primary health care, which will bring even more value to the state. So we see 10,000 people every year almost through our primary health clinics. We want to increase that to keep people healthier, and hopefully they won't have to leave their communities. So we know from the report that there are communities in remote locations such as FIFO workers and Aboriginal communities that are our largest beneficiaries. And look, we're just grateful to be able to be there for all the people in regional or remote areas. We've got really strong support from the government and from the community, and we're really proud to be able to put a dollar figure on what we put back to show our worth, to show what we're doing.
I think you should definitely be very proud about that. You're supporting our regional communities, and good luck on Flying Doctor Day this year. I really appreciate your time, Judith.
Thanks so much, Holly. Have a good one.
That website once again, flyingdoctorday.com.au. That was Judith Barker, the CEO of the Royal Flying Doctor Service WA. You're on Triple M.